10 years since the signing of the Good Friday Agreement. Lots have been spoken about the significance of consequences for people throughout this Ireland. But our next guest remembers the time of the signing of the Good Friday Agreement for a completely different reason to everybody else. A very, very personal reason. But just remind listeners, please, of what happened to you that time 10 years ago.
Well, this time 10 years ago, this day 10 years ago, I went in for an operation early in the morning and woke up from that operation, and I haven't been able to see anything ever since. Kind of felt in the beginning I didn't particularly want a dog. I wanted transport, and the dog initially was the way to do that. But I think over the last 9 years I've actually started to like him. The choice between the white stick and a guide dog, it wasn't a huge decision because I was pretty bad with the white stick. When I met Larry for the first time, it was like sort of waking up on Christmas. It was just great to have someone else with me. There was no looking back really from that point on. Like, people would always say, does the dog attract girls? He attracts all sorts, and on the girls' front, if I'm by myself, he's no quality control in there. So I probably have asked a girl for her number based on her coming over to say hello to the dog, but I've never followed up because I've never had anyone to check out what she looks like. So I went from someone who really didn't like dogs to someone who has a special and very close relationship with a dog. You can't help but like Larry. Larry was nearly 10, I'd had him for 8 years, and suddenly I got this letter out of the blue saying that it was coming to the time that he was going to have to retire. I was quite surprised at my own reaction. I didn't even reply to the letter, just completely ignored it and deleted the email. And I was also really annoyed that they would try to retire him before he wanted to retire. But he's 11 now, and that's quite old for a dog, whether he's healthy and happy or not. Running through the catalogue of what I'm thinking about him. Yeah. Go on. I couldn't keep Larry, and he had stayed with my dad a lot over the last 9 years. That was, to me, the way it should be.
Sit. Come on. Larry provided Mark with freedom. Mark's first major experience with Larry, I think, was going to have his hair cut, which meant Mark was free.
And that I had hair.
Yeah, he quite liked having hair as well. Larry, of course, was quite a bit younger then. What age was Larry when you got him?
2.
2, yeah. I think he maybe knows we're talking about him because he's resting at the door. But he's been very loyal, so in his retirement we have to look after him in a big way. I think when I left Larry the last time with my dad, it just felt like loads of times before when I'd left Larry with Dad.
See you, Larry. I think Dad he probably thought he owed something to Larry in the beginning.
Good dog, aren't you? Good fella, dog.
I think over time he's actually building up a bit of a relationship with Larry as well as I did over the last 9 years. I couldn't really see myself having another dog when Larry was still around. Yeah, I don't really want to replace him, so I haven't.